Look, you're live. You're live. You might be live. It says you're live. You don't know if you're live. Okay. The email said that these would not be here until January, and they were in Illinois. And I thought, okay, well, I guess that'll be my 2-year anniversary special show or whatever. But nope, they're here already, and so I might as well do at least one video now. I'm not going to unbox both boots in this one video because that's confusing for people who might be looking for one instead of the other and blah, blah, blah. Although I think other people see two thumbnails that look a lot alike and skip one of them, and I lose viewers on videos that they might like better than the one they watch. I don't know. But if you want hiking boots, that's definitely a different category than work boots. So it makes more sense that I'm saving the unboxing of the hiking boot for the next video. Maybe not the next video. I don't know if I'll do it today or not, but soon, and have a boot video for you all to watch that isn't a work boot video if that's more interesting to you. This brand I had mostly heard of as a hiking boot brand, and I guess, I had heard mixed reviews. Like, they had, I guess, delamination issues and stuff early on. And, according to their ads and Rosanville and whatever, they've gone back and fixed those by going to an injection molding system. Apparently, they've started doing injection molding style boots with work boots also. I don't know if they started with hiking boots and then added work boots, or if they started both at the same time. But I'm pretty sure these are injected molded and not the typical style of boots I usually get for work kind of purposes. And of course, the boots I was looking at that I think the people had reviewed the most are more of the mock toe wedge style boots, but I already have like half a dozen or 7 pairs of those or something. So I really didn't want to buy 1 or 2 more pairs of those just to compare them to the Wolverine ones and whatnot. Didn't really seem necessary now. Maybe next year being next week, haha. But I mean, like, further down the road, next year. I don't plan to buy a ton of extra boots. I already bought a bunch this year, so I'm not buying. Like I said, these I didn't even expect to come in. At first, I did expect them to come in, and then when I got the email, I didn't expect them to come in. So again, here they're here. Anyway, so this is the Independence. Now, I don't know about the sizing of this company. A lot of the sizes of some of the models were sold out already. I bought this true to size, same as all the other ones. So if they're too small, I'm sending them right back. I could have ordered. When I went on the site, it said free shipping over $125, and these were like $117 or something. So I looked for laces and insoles and add-ons and things and couldn't find any, because I was just going to buy, $10 insoles or whatever and get them shipped for free. So that's what prompted me to order the second pair of boots anyway, and then I really had to scramble. So one of these two was almost definitely the wrong size. I could have ordered 2 of this in 2 different sizes, or the 6-inch version, which didn't interest me at all, in the different size. And then you're always trying to swap out the one that you don't want for the one that you want, because it's always like, oh, I got the wrong boot in the right size, miracle kind of thing. So this time I ordered 2 totally different types of boots just to, I don't know. It's going to be maybe the same headache, but less annoyingly so, I hope. But that one, they only had 1 size left. So if they don't fit, they don't fit. Whereas this one, hopefully they still have multiple sizes if I need to do an exchange. Okay, we'll see. Whereas some of the other brands like Timberland and whatever, I just returned them and didn't care because they just didn't seem like the, high enough quality that it was going to matter whether I wore them around walking to, test them out or trying to, odd jobs and things in them to try and beat them up and get my money's worth or whatever, instead of just a shoe I want to wear to worry about it. So this one, again, not necessarily my normal type of shoe, but one that I am a bit curious about. Okay, because of that injection molding and the differences and whatnot. So that typically means that it can't be resold though. So how long they actually last, don't know. Utility, making boots that work better. Okay, and then assume that French translates to the same thing. So then there's some printed stuff on the box. Try and read this here. Utility footwear, description, title, name, date. Okay, I think this is just marketing. I don't think this. Okay, it does seem to have. No, I guess this is the actual information. So this date says 12/12/10, approved by Eric S. So if this boot was made in 12/10, I don't know how long these have been sitting around in the warehouse. Machine, material size, last number, toe cap, asymmetrical. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to take literally. Maybe none. And then there's a and it says American built on the sticker too. I tried to make sure to show that. These are not the steel toe or anything. These are just the standard, whatever the standard is, but they do still have the exclamation point as if they're a safety toe boot. And to me, these are the kind of work boots that, in my opinion, resemble hiking boots more. They show like the bottom of the tread or the side. So there's some graphics here on the bag. What that's supposed to show me or prove to me, I don't know. But I'll show it to you in case you need to see it for your total unboxing pleasure. So yeah, I think the main complaint people have had is that maybe they're clown shoey, but I have definitely seen working guys working with this. Well, this is maybe the composite toe. They do seem to have a pretty wide toe box. They do look a little bit, not super long. I'm going to go ahead and put something on the floor. If I can, what can I, no, can't use that. Oh, I can use that. That will be fine. I'm not wearing work socks or anything. I'm just wearing regular socks. Yeah, that's technically the right fit, but there's no toe room. If these were hiking boots, I would be in deep trouble. They are exact. I don't know. My toes are definitely going to be touching the side. I mean, I haven't even tried to lace them up, and they're already snug. I guess that makes them wearable for a work boot more than a hiking boot. There's foam underneath, as you can see. Like I said, the injected deal, so there's no stitching around the base. We assume these uppers are mostly leather, whatever this is, plastic or something. And then foam here for the padded back. Yeah, this is a really stumpy. It looks fat and wide, but it's not as wide as you think it might be. But yeah, my toe is like exactly pretty much there. There's absolutely no wiggle room. Assembled with pride in Portland, Oregon. Okay, but I guess they didn't come from Oregon. On the box it said they came from New York. So that's okay. Well, we'll see. I don't know if I can wear them around comfortably later. I can't really walk around and film video at the same time. So I'll let you know if there's a follow-up. They look a little bit scuffed up. Again, I don't know how long these have been sitting around in the warehouse or how many times they've been returned by guys who bought this size and were hoping for a bit more up here. So this tread, I don't know if is this the brand? I think they came out with some ice tread or something alternate version, but this is probably not that. This is your, safety toe. This is your, what does that say? Composite toe or carbon toe or something. It's kind of hard to read. Composition. And then there's the little American flag built. And then the laces, standard nylon hiking boot laces. What looks like pretty heavy duty speed hooks, although I don't usually care for speed hooks, but that's what they are. And then it's got this kind of staggered or whatever deal here. Now, I had said in previous boots, that these relief cuts I thought were a good idea, but here they've got relief cuts where I wouldn't think you would actually want or need extra relief cuts. I would think like a couple down here would be enough. So why they did that, I don't know. Foam padded tongue, pretty standard for, again, a more modern style boot. Also, though, in the Wolverine mock toes. A lot of what seems like insulation. I don't know how heavily they're supposed to be insulated. I don't remember if I saw anything about insulation on the website when I was literally just looking for something that wasn't. What does this say? Says keen dry, so I guess they're supposed to be water repellent or waterproof or something. Oil and slip resistant, electrical hazard, whatever. I don't know, it's so small I can't read it. ER. Something outsole, tough sole, change sole, luff. I don't know. And the color says dark earth black. So, well, it's, yes, mud and black, fine. American built, words so tiny I can't even read them, but how much of it is 100% American built, I don't know. I'd literally have to get a magnifying glass to read that. That is microscopic. Sorry, but, and then this is, what is the other one? Utility and the number and basically the same thing. So yeah, a little bit no real toe room. But then when the foam kind of breaks down, I imagine that becomes less of an issue. Not something I'm going to put likely my own insole in them for a while. They come with this insole that may or may not be any good. And beneath of that, we can see down in the thing, there's some stitching and the membranes and the things. Like I said, not necessarily the type of boot I usually get, but with us officially in winter now. And they do have this rivets. I was a little annoyed when the Carolina boots had these rivets because I think that might hinder any kind of rebuild or some. I don't know how a cobbler will work around that if I wanted something reinforced or whatever. Like as not, they will be saying no thank you to that job. But these, again, going to be hard to judge the thickness of the leather and everything else because of all the extra layers of foam and whatnot, which, of course, I had the same thing I was saying about the Georgia boots when I got those, but the Georgia boots did not fit as snugly as these, I don't think. They did fit more snugly than the Carolina boots, and part of that might have had to do with insulation. But I'm going to go ahead and say they run true to size. This is definitely like I said, that you might want to size them a little bit up if you're kind of weird about that sort of thing. But if you just want a boot that is literally the same size as your sneaker, I'd say they accomplished that, not like the Timberlands and the other ones. There's a little pull loop. I don't know how much you need it. There's, some padding here. Although it looks like most of the padding's on the outside more for looks than to actually do anything. Because why is this bubble out here? And it's no bubble in there. Looks like we have mostly triple row stitching, double and triple. So I don't think that's going to be too bad of an issue. That looks decent. Again, this is supposed to not, separate out with the new technology and the D-Lab. But if these were made 14 years ago, I'm not positive that that's accurate. But if they were, I don't know what to expect if they fall apart prematurely or not and need to be re-glued or whatever. Because like I said, I don't think a cobbler can do much else with these. He could maybe run some screws through the footbed down into the outsole and screw it down for you, and then you put your foam pad back over it and hopefully don't feel some screws. That's an option. I think, I don't know how far into the toe he could do that, but I think he could do at least half the boot that way, and then hope that this glue holds so that there's not flapping. Because I did have an outsole on the Tom McCann's. Pretty much the whole thing just came off in the cold, and I just duct taped it one night and didn't flap around too bad. And the solution that the cobbler came up with was basically, mostly glue, but then a little added extra security with some screws. But he might have gone from the bottom up, whereas with this, I don't know if you'd want to do that. I don't know if you would end up feeling the pointy end of the screw or not. So yeah, I think if I can get it back off my foot. So I think I'll keep these and try and wear them around. For $115, like, really, I don't know if it's worth the hassle to return them, even if they, could fit slightly better. But like I said, I think once that foam starts to deteriorate, the other tightness of it or whatever will kind of dissipate. The leather feels pretty firm, but again, there's probably some plastic reinforcement going on here. I can kind of feel, there's something going on under the foam of the tongue and vamp area that it feels like there's some kind of stiffener in the toe. Whereas here on the side, I can press this in a lot more than I can press this in. So your flexibility, it's kind of happening here more than here where you'd expect it. 2 layers maybe here, but a lot of times this overlapping is just extra panels to use up more scraps than a whole piece of leather. I wouldn't expect that it's terribly reinforced under here. They don't feel as flimsy quite as the Carolina boots, but they're definitely not super rigid in the side wall or whatever area you want to call this, the side of the vamp. Usually when people say they need to break their boots in, is because it's the wrong size or something, or because they're not used to a thicker outsole compared to sneakers, tennis shoes. I need to break those in. It's like, it's never going to flex that much. It's a heavy duty outsole. I don't know how heavy duty these are compared to some of the Vibram ones. This is their own. Will it focus on that? It says Keen in the yellow. I don't know if you can read that. Kind of embossed or imprinted or whatever. And then, like I said, I really can't read that with the glare. There's what looks like a long, it says arch support, anatomical arch support, and then above that is the EH. And then up in here it says something zone, grip zone. Okay. So they're letting me know that this is the grip zone up here. So there you go. And there's flex. So the exterior here is supposed to be the flex part, and this is supposed to be the grip part, in case you didn't know how to walk or something. So yeah, I'm kind of babbling, but I'm, just kind of exploring the aspects of the shoe. There's some extra stitching here that's strictly decorative in this panel. It looks, or mostly decorative anyway. And like I said, I don't know about how much you need the rivet versus how much that's just there for looks. The eyelets are thus. The tongue is gusseted to, about there, which won't really help you if you need true waterproofing above, a tall enough puddle or a splash. I mean, yeah, people don't think California it never rains, but when it does rain, just crossing a street, your feet going to get wet. So how much you have to jump over that, even in a boot like this? Yes, I wouldn't necessarily be able to wade through all the puddles of this and necessarily believe that I'm going to stay dry. Water might still get in over that on the rare occasion when that could happen, but it is, like I said, gusseted, so you can't really see how the underside of the hardware and that kind of thing. There's a temperature rating here. What does this say? Down to 48 Celsius or something, 65 or 55 warm. So I guess I'm not supposed to wear these in regular conditions, only in cold conditions. I don't know. I've worn insulated boots hiking plenty, and yeah, I don't really know what that means or how I'm supposed to read that. It didn't seem to come with any instructions or anything. It just came with a piece of paper. I showed you all the piece of paper. So I guess if I wear these in 70-degree weather, like kind of, well, not so much today, maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow's supposed to be warmer. Maybe I'll sweat to death and die. I don't know, but I'm going to put them on and walk around in them as soon as I stop talking, probably, just to get an idea, because again, I think the fit is as close as I'm going to get, that I might as well explore how they perform for the good of the internet or the world, or you, whoever you are, the one person. Well, my work boot videos don't do as terrible as some other videos, but they definitely don't do as good as if this was a Thursday version of a Keen boot. Oh, Thursday knocked off a Keen boot. 700 people will watch that in a week and a half. Whereas a regular Keen boot, I don't know if anybody will watch this video. So whatever. But boots. Hey, everybody, boots. Yay, boots. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much an unboxing video. I don't know what else to add at this point that I haven't already said. If you have any questions, I forgot something. Hey, why didn't you mention this? I don't know. Go ahead and feel free to put them in the comments. Oh, it says something down there too. What does that say? Tough left on? I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, so 25 minutes, not the longest video ever, and hopefully not the least informative ever. And like I said, if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them with what limited knowledge I have of this particular boot, which again is not the same kind of boot as my other boots that I would usually compare them to. So I won't really be doing a head-to-head challenge with these. I'll just be trying to put them to good use.